Prince has a knack of seeing a whole field. He knows things that are going to happen before they happen. In the classroom, when he was in sociology, when we were talking about cultures, you could see how sometimes he would feel uncomfortable talking about things that he may not have known about. Yet when he was on a soccer field, that was his world. So I saw the two Princes.
Came out here, and I didn't really play much. I just kicked the ball around. I wanted to play, but I didn't have friends, or I didn't know where to go play at until I came to Worcester. I joined the team, and then here I am. Back in Africa, where I'm from, Ghana, I mean, that's the only sport we know. It's soccer. It's either you play soccer or you sit on your ass and not do anything.
If you're not working hard on a soccer field, he try to push you, try to help you out and try to get you to go, try to score a goal or something like that.
As you can tell, I'm wearing a shirt with a signature everywhere. I did a couple of soccer camps with 6, 7-year-old kids. I mean, trying to teach them what to do and trying to show my passion with soccer. So I do a couple of camps. My little brother just got me into playing soccer too. So everywhere I go is soccer.
Prince will tell you, probably, I don't know if he still uses the same expression, I got your back. He has your back on the field. In fact, sometimes at the beginning, he didn't trust his teammates. So he would be always around the ball. And he had to have the ball on his foot, which sometimes frustrated people, me included. Towards the end of his career, here at high school, he began to trust his teammates. And he didn't have to have the ball in order to make his teammates better.
One of the crushing moments in high school, I remember quite vividly when we went to the semifinals our junior year against Algonquin, and we had lost 3-2, a crushing 3-2. Prince actually almost had the winning goal, but a defender came out of nowhere and just kicked the ball out. And it was actually going to tie the game up, so we could have gone to overtime. And that moment was just it. And after the game, the passion that Prince had for the game, he just broke out crying. And I've never seen a player have so much passion for soccer that who just break out crying, and I've never seen that part of Prince. And that day I just remembered that he just was interested in soccer. He loved soccer. Soccer was his passion, as well as being a student was his passion. He just loved soccer so much.
Coming from Ghana, he's not used to cold weather. We ended up playing a quarterfinal game in Marlborough, 15 degrees, almost in the snow. And we ended up winning the game, 5-4. And I'm thinking about Marlborough had beaten us earlier, 5-1. And I'm thinking the determination on his face. And you could see it in his eyes before the game. And he said to the kids, "We're not going to lose." And he meant it. And he dominated that game against a team that had some very, very talented players.
Pele wore number 10, Maradona wore number 10. Some of the greatest players ever wore number 10. So when you see number 10 on the soccer field, you got to watch out for that player. He creates chances unlike anyone else. Just by his speed and his foot skills, he can get around defenders. And without him, I think coming into a game, sometimes we'd be worried that we wouldn't get opportunities to score goals.
Prince has been one of my good friends. We came to Umass together freshman year, 2005. He's always been training with me. Great player, very fast, one of the most athletic kids I know. Definitely the most athletic kid I know. He's faster than anyone, can beat anyone off the dribble. He's working on his game every day and continues to get better, and I think he can take it to the next level.
When you look at him run on the field, he doesn't seem that fast. It's funny because you look at him and you're like, oh, he's probably not that fast. But once you're running next to him, it's just like there's no comparison.
He brings a lot of speed, sometimes too fast for his own good. He runs past the ball a lot, but I've definitely seen improvement since last year.
High school soccer is a physical game. Not a lot of finesse, but it's mostly a lot of pushing and shoving. I knew his size was not big, but I knew his quickness and his speed could be used to overcome.
He's so fast. He can just change the game right when he comes into the game. And speed is just such a big factor in college soccer, and he has it, and that's why he's such a good player.
Most of them say they don't understand what I'm saying on the field because I get so mad that I just speaking in African. I don't know, I just say whatever. So that was a problem because they didn't know what I was saying. Now we getting better because now I'm talking to them more. I'm not getting mad, and I'm just working with them on the field.
It's also funny on away trips when he goes, because he's always on the phone and he's speaking all his different languages to all his friends and stuff like that. Nobody understands what he's saying, so we all kind of joke around with him about that.
Well, what makes a good soccer player is, you have to be dedicated. First of all, hard work. You just want to do it. You know what I mean? And I've challenged myself in a lot of ways. I do stuff on my own. I play with people. I listen to what people say. You know what I mean? So everything, you just want to do it.
He is. He doesn't. Sometimes he won't be on the field, but he's not real sour about it. He supports, and he, as a junior, he tells the freshmen and sophomores, what to do because he's been there and he has a little bit of experience. So he's real good with that. Got to give it to him.
So coming in as a freshman last year, I was new to the college game, and he was one of the people who helped mentor me and make me the player I am today just by telling me little tricks of the game.
He's very funny, hilarious guy. I can't think of anything right now, but he's definitely made me laugh on more than one occasion.
You would see him in the dining hall. Other people might try to walk around with a big entourage of people, but he knows what he's about, and he walks in. Hey, he's loving life right now. That's all I can say.
Prince is his own interesting person, so I can't really compare him to anybody that I know. He's a very unique guy.
Prince is a joker. I don't know if you could tell, but when you see him around campus or something like that, he might be looking tough or something like that, but he's really a softie.
Just hearing from stories, he lacked a little bit of discipline sometimes, not necessarily getting in trouble, but just coming late to a few practices. But since I've been here, he hasn't been late. He's been late to one, but that's it, to be honest. So he's improved his punctual time and getting there on time. His dedication, a lot of dedication, pre-game dedication, everything.
He was a role model for a lot of young players. The older he got, the harder he worked. Most kids, if you get to be good, begin to slack off because you're who you are. The young players saw how hard he worked and wondered, why should a kid with that much ability work that hard?
As a student athlete coming from Africa, we weren't born, basically Africans are not taught to learn how to play soccer and be students at the same time, unlike many other athletes in America who learn both at their young ages. And one of the big things that Prince just needs to work on as a student and an athlete is his time management. Sometimes he just gets too concentrated on the soccer, and his schoolwork gets a little down, depleted. And one thing that crushes him most is his grades. He wants to be an athlete, but he also wants to be a good student as well, and it just crushes him.
When he came in as a freshman, from what I heard, he had trouble getting to practice on time and everything. So most of the changes you see in Prince would probably come off the field, because now as a junior, he knows he has a lot more responsibilities. So he comes prepared to play every day.
Sometimes he needs to work on his finishing a little bit, but everyone has their little mistakes and everything. But he's definitely improved.
As a freshman, he had a lot of raw talent. He didn't know how to use it. He thought that he had to win a game by himself, and he came into on a team that was very successful. And but he played as an individual. And as he played as an individual, he realized that the team was not going to do well, that the team was not doing well. Sometime during his freshman year, he began to realize that if he passed the ball and made his teammates better, made plays for his teammates, that the team became successful.
He always wants the ball, which is a good thing. Selfish isn't always a bad thing. And he'll always be open and always be an option for me to pass to.
In a way, it kind of makes him look selfish, but I guess that's his goal. He hates to lose.
His finishing and his scoring, I mean, he's an awesome player. He can get in front of the goal, and he knows it too. Sometimes he has trouble just putting the ball in the goal when he's in there. So I think him just going out and shooting every day, or you know, practicing breakaways, because he gets himself in those opportunities, and he gets himself in those positions, and once he gets there, all he needs to do is put the ball in the goal. So lately, that's what he's been having problems with. He loves to dance. I know that. He told me that. He likes to go to parties. When we have soccer parties, Prince makes appearances. He's kind of like a celebrity. Like he'll show up and then he'll leave. So nobody really knows what he does on the weekends, because it's kind of tossed up in the air. Because he'll show up and then he'll disappear and go somewhere else.
I met Prince freshman year. We lived in the same dorm. I guess technically he lived down the hall, but it seemed like he lived in the same room with us. He was there every day. I don't think that he's the come up and introduce himself to you out of the blue type of person, but if you get to know him, you get to know him. He doesn't have a wall up or anything.
As long as we're winning games, he knows that. He takes that. That's part of his game, and he's gonna score. We know that. But as long as someone's scoring, he's creating a lot of chances.
Coach really just helped him just become more of a man, I guess, just grow up a little bit and take responsibility for his actions. And he's learned so much. You could just tell just by, you know, being around him from year to year how much he's progressed just as a person, you know. And I think Coach has a lot to do with that, because he's a great guy. And
now he knows he has to be a student athlete, not just an athlete, and he's working very, very hard toward that.